Jen Snorteland, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm so psyched to have you on.
I'm excited to be here.
It's very cool. I just started rolling, so we are recording. You were on Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up. You were on the last episode, right? You were like on the last episode before the COVID lockdown.
Yes.
So that's kind of a historic one. That's almost as historic to me, for Pasusu history as the first episode ever. That you were on the actual last episode ever, and you won it.
Okay, it was a tight score. It was a 1-point winner. So
Wow.
Lou Pratt got a 97.
Wow, a 97.
But a Jen Snorteland got a 98.
Wow, Jen Snorteland is our winner.
So Jen, you winning this T-shirt.
Yes,
Show it to the
hold
camera.
that T-shirt up for everyone to see. Jen,
Lou.
hold the camera right there.
I didn't want to brag.
You beat Lou Pratt, right?
I did, and we're such good friends now that it's that I like to remind him of it every chance I get.
The
Every
cool thing,
chance.
it was so cool of an experience for me doing the Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up game show, me and Benny Rizzuti, because I got to meet and mix it up with so many young up and coming comedians and get a sense of your skill sets and I think also too those kind of rounds that we put you through, I think helps in a way for your comedy moving forward. Was that the case with you?
I definitely felt that way. Comedy is being prepared to pivot. So even though you do give us some things up front, we don't know exactly what we're going to be saying. So you always have to be on the ball and know your audience, move it around. For example, I once had this interview I was supposed to do at 6 o'clock, and the host actually messaged me and said, "Could you do it at 5:30?" And I said no, because I didn't do my hair or anything. But you make it work. You just go as quickly as possible, and
Wow.
you fit it in.
I appreciate the pivot. Yeah, I had to go a little early just because I have something else going on later tonight. I have to be in Ronkonkoma.
Yeah, whatever's more important, it's fine.
No, I've been looking forward to this all week, Jen. But yeah,
It's only Tuesday for the people who are seeing this Friday.
We have somebody coming on stage for the first time in their lives as a stand-up comedian. And she's been so much fun. And let's all have a good time with Jen Snorteland. Come on, give her a hand. Jen Snorteland.
And when you did Put Up, Shut Up, Stand Up, you were kind of brand new, right? Like you were just fresh out of like comedy classes and things like that. Not too much stage time.
Not too much stage time with the comedy classes and stand-up, but I did go to a magnet school. So my 4 years of high school was in theater arts. And I've always been into theater. I've always been into comedy. I was class clown as a superlative. I was that didn't really hit my resume, which is very unfortunate. But I was also, choir president of a nationally acclaimed choir. So I've always loved to make people smile, make people laugh. It's just something I love to do. If you're going to communicate, you might as well have a good time, right?
Yeah, for sure. And that's one of the things that I noticed about you right out of the gates, from Put Up, Shut Up, Stand Up to now what you're doing now. You've been actively doing stand up. Now you got the show with Benny Gagoots Rizzuti over there. Was what I noticed is that you're very comfortable on stage, and you're very naturally funny and not shy. You know what I mean? Like you don't you're just very comfortable and confident, and that's very important. And as you know from going to like a magnet school for for performing,
Yeah,
that's a very important quality.
it's different though, because Jen, like me, Jen is not that person. But on stage, you have to do it for your audience, right? Because that's why they're there. We're all there to have a good time. And if I wasn't comfortable, then they would be uncomfortable too. So I do it for y'all. That's what it is. It's very selfless of me. So you're welcome.
I'm very shy by nature, but there's something that happens when the on-air light goes on, or they call your name, or you have to perform. There's something inside that just clicks, and you just kind of boom, and you go.
And you go. And then like afterwards, you need like this aftercare almost. It's like almost like a dominatrix sub type of situation where like afterwards you're like, all right, that all happened, crazy, crazy, crazy. And then at the end of the night, I'm like eating Chinese food in the dark by myself, just like, oh, oh. That's now you know me. That's what I do.
Yeah, there you go. I do the same type of thing. I think that sometimes it's almost like it can be surreal when you're in the zone performing, and then when you get back to reality, like back in the day I used to write for magazines, right? So I would, and I also worked for as a janitor in a hospital, Southside Hospital in Bayshore. I worked there for like 10 years back in the day. And I would be at night at Jones Beach in backstage hanging out with Godsmack, me and Sully Erna hitting it off. And then the next morning I'm plunging a toilet and cleaning a toilet. So there's, you get doses of reality no matter how far you think you're getting.
Yeah, I do like to merge that though, because I think there's something in being humble that isn't just, oh, I have two different lives. It's I'm always humble. So when people say, oh, what do you want to do with your life? I'm doing it. Like I really enjoy where I'm at in my life. I really like doing the Gagoot show with Benny. I love being able to hang out with you and like gently harass you. I'm a little bit of a bully, so I like to do that stuff. But even on my day to day, I'm still making people smile. I'm still making people laugh. I'm still doing that with clients. And, you know, everyone's like, oh, I want fame. I want fortune. I want to have a good time. If we're not having a good time, just forget it.
That's what I think a lot of people don't understand about success. And what is the definition of success? Does success mean fame, fortune, riches, and all that stuff, or does it mean to literally be happy, like true happiness, no matter where you are?
So
Do you
happy.
need a yacht to be happy? It won't really make it. It would be awesome to have a yacht, but is that really going to bring happiness? No.
Exactly. This, my daughter, my prescription for Valium, like this is what does it for me, so
Valium will always do it.
it'll help with that self-care at the end,
Yeah, exactly. So with that said, what are your goals moving forward in the comedy world?
My biggest goal right now is to really collaborate. I really want to meet more people and collaborate, see what ideas other people have, and see if we can move forward with something creative. I have a lot of things kind of in the pipeline right now, especially working with the special needs community, which I'm very passionate about. So just kind of pivoting around and see where life takes me and taking the surprise. Like I I love any opportunity to make someone smile or laugh, and I also love to learn. I think everybody needs to have that open mindset of whether someone's new or someone's older, take what you can from them and give yourself grace and give them grace as well. It's so easy to be hard on other people and hard on yourself, and you don't need it. You don't need it. Give yourself grace. Love yourself. Love everyone around you. I've been so blessed. Like I said, I had Benny as a mentor. I have so many people in this comedy family that's like incredibly incestuous that I can look up to. And there's some people that, it didn't work out. And that's okay because I learned so much from that as well. And I'm always going to smile and I'm always going to wish everybody the best. And I hope we all can work together at some point doing something great.
True. And I do think there is always stuff to learn. And I think you can learn through your successes. You could learn through your failures. Sometimes you learn more through the failures, because you figure out, what not to do, and
Right.
or figure out a different way how to make it happen. So if you fail at this, why you got to dissect it. Why did you fail at it? And then it only makes you better and makes you stronger. So I always look at failure. I always embrace failure.
Failure's a win.
Yeah.
Failure's a win.
That's how you got to do, and that's what makes you better and stronger. And you learn to adapt. Now with getting into this business, now Benny Gagoots Rizzuti for a long time, right? He's like a friend of the family or something.
Sort of. So he is a friend of the family through a friend of a friend of a friend. And my mom was at a party and it was like 8 degrees to Kevin Bacon, or how many degrees that show was. Nobody watched that show. I don't think anybody did.
I think it was 6 degrees.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Kevin Bacon, after Tremors, it was over. But My mom, if you ever talk to my mom and say, "Oh, do you have any kids?" She's like, "I have a daughter. She's a comedian." Not that not that I have a child, not that I work in IT, and she'll go on and talk about all the plays I'm in. This is just my mom, and I'm always like, cut it out. So Benny, I think, was telling some jokes, and she's like, "My daughter, she's hilarious. She's a comedian. You should meet her." And my mom that's how she lives her life. Ask her how she has a whole nother son too. But how are her kids doing? She's like, "Oh, my daughter, she's a comedian. What's your daughter do? I'm so sorry." And I'm like,
she should be your manager or something.
No, I can't handle.
She'd be like a
I love my
stage
mom to
mom, you
death.
know?
You'll hear her at my shows in the background. She'll be like, "Jennifer, pull down your shirt." I'm like, "Oh my God." Or, "I don't sound like that." I'm like, "Yes, you do."
That's great. It's
But
good
yeah,
to have
so
a support system like that. She's proud of you.
Yeah. And Benny has been kind of around that circle of friends of a friends. And we got to know each other through Put Up, Stand Up, Shut Up. He actually was the one who asked me to come on. And yeah, we had a really good time there. We were actually laughing, like ripping each other apart, just like hysterically laughing. And that's what it's about, though. Like, we were having a really good time.
This costume is so culturally offensive that you owe every Italian person 40 mozzarella balls and a braciole.
Oh, and a braciole. Oh. You know, Jen, I hope you follow in my footsteps because I got a lot of gas.
That was a fun time. Doing that show with you and getting to know you through that show. And yeah.
My favorite was Wheel of Hot Topics. That was my favorite. I love memorizing jokes and I love recall.
Yeah.
So that's one of my favorite things to do.
Well, I have the wheel right here. No, I'm just kidding.
And we're off, ladies and gentlemen.
No whammies, no whammies.
Let's see what we get here. Jen Snorteland on the wheel of Hot Topics, and she gets Corona! Coronavirus.
All right. So my email has been filled with companies like Target and Stop and Shop and Burger King, and all of the headers are, "We care about you, and this is what we're doing about the coronavirus." Well, if you cared so much about me, where were you on my birthday?
Nice. I like that one. Very good. Every now and then I kind of think about maybe bringing it back, kind of, getting the band back together and getting the show back or finish the season that season 2 that you're were off and running on. I know you won. We had 2 shows in season 2. You won yours, and I think was it Rich Rada won his? Yeah, that's what it was. Rich Rada and you. So it could have. So it could.
I'm just kidding. I don't really know Rich.
Well, we could have you and Rich Rada go at it. That would be fun.
I don't think it'll be fun for him, but sure, let's go. I'm just kidding. That's confidence is not real.
Now you're doing the show, your own show now with the Gagoots, the Gagoot Show.
I'm co-hosting Benny's show. Yep.
Yeah. So tell me about the show, how you got it started with him, and how that's been so far. It's been a couple of months. You had a couple of really good shows under your belt.
Yeah, we did, and a lot more reach than 8 people, which was exciting for me. Benny said he wanted to. Well, actually, how it happened was I was doing a comedy show, and Benny said he was going to come and visit, and he came through the back. And as he was coming down the hall, one of the comedians said, "Oh my goodness, is that the Gagoots?" So I saw Benny. I said, "The Gagoots, everybody knows who you are, and they mention it. Let's do something." And he was like, And I'm like, "Benny, come on, let's go." So he all of a sudden pulled it out and was like, "We're going to do this show. I'm going to have rotating co-hosts, and I want you to be on the first one." And I said, "Okay, that sounds good." And we did the first show, and then Bobby, the guy who produced it, and Benny were like, "You're going to be the co-host now," because I keep him on track, I guess. And I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure. Until you want someone else to be the co-host. I'm so cool with it. I love the opportunity. It's great. And we have so much fun. We really do have so much fun. My best friend Claire's on that show all the time.
Yeah.
I have friends come on all the time, just messing around. Claire dressed as a turkey, as a ghost. We just really have such a great time with it. And Benny's amazing.
I was hoping Claire was going to be on the episode I was just on, because I've seen her on the other shows always dressed up, and she's she looks like she's having a blast.
She always tells me, she's like, wind me up and I'll dance. And I'm like, all right, you got it.
There
We
you go.
were actually in the same high school together, so we went through the same program.
Nice.
And I always say she's way funnier than me, but she's like off being like scholarly successful. So,
Hey, well, sometimes that stuff gets in the way. All that
multiple properties and degrees and all that.
All that, achieving all those goals gets in the way of the fun sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think you're off and running. I really I want to check out your stand up when you perform again. I guess got to figure out when I can make it out there, because you guys, I'm all the way
February
out here.
9th, baby. We'd have that charity event.
That's right. Tell me about your charity event, February 9th. This will air before then.
Oh, great. So February 9th, the charity is for Barbara C. Wilson Pre-K. It's a pre-K that has smaller class sizes for children on the spectrum. All of the proceeds from the ticket sales will be going directly to the school, which is amazing. All of the comedians who have signed up, they've donated their time, and I barely had to blackmail them, like very little. We have an amazing lineup. We have Benny coming out of retirement from stand up, so I'm pretty excited. We have Tim Saliani, who is just like hilarious. Carla Okerson is headlining. We have Allison Persky, Lou Pratt, who I beat, put up stand up, shut up.
Right.
And Joe Cravella, who is so funny, Kathy Arnold Jr., and this guy Dino, who I absolutely love. He's in the New York City stand up. He actually has cerebral palsy, and he is hilarious. If you haven't checked him out, totally check him out. He's featured, Dino. So
all right, cool.
It is a lineup. He does this
That's
whole
one
joke
heck of a lineup you got.
Yeah, it's like the Long Island lineup.
Yeah.
So I'm really thrilled about it. I'm pushing, trying to sell some more tickets. So if you guys haven't gotten them, get them. We're also going to have a 50-50. A publishing friend of mine donated a step and repeat with the logos on the back. And we have a photographer being donated as well, donating his time. So dress to impress, and let's get it.
Where is this going to be again?
This is at the Giggle Room in Governor's in Levittown, New York.
And
where can they buy tickets?
You can buy tickets where? I'll put it right down here.
www.govs.com.
Get it right there, everybody. Get the tickets. It's coming.
It'll be there. And I really hope to see you guys. If you see me, you don't know me, come up to me and say hello. We'll introduce you to everybody. We're just looking to have a really good time with this. And it's my first time hosting a stand-up show.
This is going to be great. I'm excited for you. I'm gonna make it there. Hopefully I have nothing else going on February 9th. Otherwise, I am there.
I hope you are there. Benny will be there. So if you're not there, I'll tell Benny. Ipso facto, it'll get back to you, yada, yada.
Benny the Gagoots, my buddy. I've known Benny a long time, and he
talks about you all the time and in such high esteem too. He's like, we've done radio shows in early in the morning and this and that. And I'm like, how is he still friends with you after knowing you this long? How?
Yeah, it's just one of those things when you kind of know too, by when you met Benny, now he's part of your life. Benny's just one of those guys when you meet him, if you hit it off with him, it's just forever,
It feels like forever, and it feels like it has always been.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
It's always been, it's always forever. I can always call him and bother him. And I don't, though. I'm very respectful, but he is he's like a second dad to me. And even Nancy, she gets on my case too. Love her. He's very talented as well.
They're both great. And yeah, Benny's he likes to go to bed early, so you got to be careful what time you call him.
Well, he's a machinist. He's up at 4:30 every day.
Real early in the morning. Yeah,
don't wake Dad when you sneak into the house.
All right, everybody, how you doing? Welcome back. We got our very first guest coming out. You're probably wondering why the microphone is here. This is because our first guest is going to be stand-up comedian Benny Rizzuti. This guy has been writing and performing comedy since 1983. Real veteran in the field. He recently performed with Joan St. Ange. Jaffa wrote the cue cards. I can hardly read his handwriting. Yeah. And he also played with the East End Players. He performs all over Long Island, and he has recently completed the vampire novel. He wrote it himself, called Last of the Fang-Toothed Bastards. And here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, the great Benny Rizzuti. Yeah!
Yeah, it's great to be here, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, it's great. I'll tell you, I didn't think I could make it, though. I can't win. I had to make this emergency run to Brooklyn to pick up my uncles who were in the Sicilian parade. You might have seen it on the news. It's more like a fashion show, though, isn't it? Isn't it like a fashion show? You ever see it? This wraparound dinner jacket is modeled by Vinnie Gottino Pizza Lovelli. And this pullover polo, you ever notice how they pull over the polo? They got one eye hanging out like, hi, Mom, bail me out again. Bring meatballs.
Jen Snortland, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I enjoyed this conversation very much. And thank you again for all you do. I hope to see you out and about. I'm going to be there February 9th. Big show.
I'm so excited that you're going to be there.
And it's a great cause.
It is. It is. Barbara C. Wilson, preschool, support the kids.
And to see you hosting and then Benny coming out of retirement is worth it. And then, of course, the great Carla Okerson, Tim Saliani, Dino, Lou Pratt, the whole gang that's going to be
Cravella,
there.
Saliani,
Joe Cravella, yeah,
Persky. It's just like
Allison Persky.
It's the year of the comics. That's like all the comics from 2022 coming together.
There you go. There you go. Thanks so much, Jen Snortland, everybody. Peace.
Thank you.